What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Tay's Theories. This is Tay. Alright, so this photograph was taken by Lunar Orbiter 3. And within this photograph, there are a couple of gems. One in which that I believe that I discovered, because I haven't seen anybody else talking about it. And then one that was discovered by somebody else, which I don't know who that somebody else was. But I'm going to start with what I found. And what I found is right up here. Now I'm going to zoom in on it. And there's two items here. One is right here, and the other is right here. Now, this object right here appears to me to be a piece of machinery. If you noticed, right here, it looks like there's a pipe coming down, and then you see where it goes over and back around. It looks like there's a shaft, and it goes up and then steps down, and the same as this, but right here, but smaller. And as it steps down and gets smaller. And it looks like to be some type of, it looks like a box or a square with a hose running to it. Now, what this machine, if it is a machine and not a pile of rocks, what this machine could be used for, to tell you the truth, your guess is as good as mine. You know, the only thing that I could think of being on the moon would be something to do with mining, or something to do with maybe producing air. So that's what I believe that this machine could be used for. Now the other part is right here. Now to me, this looks like a building of sorts that may be decaying. Now if you look a little closer, these look like some kind of ramp or maybe stairs. And it looks like a decaying building of some sort. You can see where it looks like flat walls, and it looks like something going down. You see an opening right there where it's black, the square 90-degree angles, and that's what I believe is going on there. And then again, guys, it could just be pareidolia, and it could be just a big pile of rocks. You tell me what you think, and we'll take it from there. All right, now what somebody else discovered. And that would be a dome on the moon. And that dome is located right here. Now, you can see where it looks like this is white circular top. Could be clear glass glinting in the sun. And if you notice right here, this goes up and it V's. We've got a section going that way, the next section going across that way, and the same thing is going on right here in this area. And then there's a dome in the center. Could that be what that is, or could that be just another mound of dirt? You tell me what you believe. That's as close as I can get to it for you guys. Looks like a dome to me. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Lunar Orbiter 3 took this photograph, and I wanted to share that with you. These are one of the photographs that I'm talking about, and let's move on to the next one. Now, this next photograph shows a possible dome on the moon. Where the picture comes from, I'm sorry, I don't remember where I retrieved it from. But pretty interesting. Appears to be a large dome, several miles across. It looks like we have sunlight shining off the edges of it. We'll label this one as number 2. Now, this was discovered by Scott C. Waring, an ET database. Now, if you haven't been to his channel, go check out his channel, subscribe, and tell him Terry sent you. Now, this is dubbed, the Moon Tower. And at the base of this tower, you can see the circular around the tower. Now, the base of that is 5 miles across, and the height of the tower from the bottom to the top is 3.58 miles, or 3.5 miles tall. Now, you ask, how do you know this? I'm using the measurements that Google offers us on Google Moon. But pretty amazing. I wanted to share this with you. What could it be used for, you ask? It could be used for many things. I don't know. It could be like a air traffic control tower like we have here on Earth. Maybe that's what it's used for on the moon. Or maybe it's for sending and receiving some type of signals. I'm not sure. I'm storytelling. I'm just showing you the pictures and you make up your own mind, guys. That's what this channel is for. I show it to you. You decide for yourself. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now, this photograph, I believe, is a Lunar Orbiter 3 photograph as well. Now, this photograph shows a possible flying saucer either landed or stranded on the moon's surface. Now, I want you to look at it very closely. Now, y'all may say, no, that's a crater, but I want you to look at the detail of this object and look how symmetrical. Everything has a pattern. It looks like we have these square-shaped objects that go all the way around the craft. They appear to be the same distance apart from each other all the way around. Now, this vessel, if it is huge. It's a very large, dare I say, flying saucer. But here it is on the surface of the moon. Now, some will say, no, it's a crater. I don't feel that it is. Craters don't look like that. And I thought this would be pretty cool. And if you haven't seen this, man, I'm glad to show it to you, because this is a pretty damning piece for those who want to say, you know, none of this is real. There it is. Now, this picture right here, I don't remember where I got it from. Now, if you guys know where these, if you remember, if I show a picture and I don't know where I got it from, and you guys do, let me know. Now, this photograph shows some type of facility on the moon. Now, I remember watching the video on this, and I remember the guy explaining it to us as he showed it to us, and I believed what he was saying, so that's why I took the picture. And it shows some type of facility on our moon. I mean, come on, there it is. I fully expect to get a lot of whiplash back on this video, because we're going to have people come on and say, hey, these pictures are fake. I mean, CGI. You know what I mean. There's going to be some trolls, which that's fine. You know, if you don't believe, you know, what I'm saying or what I'm showing, you know, don't watch. You know, if you do, keep watching. And if you have an open mind, keep watching the channel, and maybe I can change your mind. Or if I am showing something that is CGI, I'm not meaning to. And if it is, I need to know. But these pictures, I'm pretty sure, aren't CGI, or I wouldn't show them. Now, this one is one of my favorites, and I show this several times to prove a point. Now, this shows a large fleet of vessels flying behind the backside of the moon. Now, these vessels look nothing like what we have in our fleet. And could they be landing on the backside of the moon? Could be. Could it be us? Could be. Could it be somebody else? Yeah, that too. I don't know. But I do know that it's pretty amazing, and I feel strongly that it's not CGI. And I think this is one of the best proof out there that something is going on. Now, this was caught by an earthbound telescope in last year, 2019. You know, one more day. So, what do you think, guys? It's pretty amazing. Now, triangular-shaped UFOs, or TR3Bs, whatever you want to call them, or TR3As. Now, these black UFOs, these black triangular-shaped UFOs, were first reported in the United States and United Kingdom. Now, these crafts have been spotted across the country and around the world, and they're usually spotted at night, hovering in low altitudes over cities or streets. Now, they're usually reported with having lights at each point of the triangle, or a red light in the center. Now, a lot of skeptics say, you know, that these are fiction, but there's been a lot of sightings of these crafts. Now, personally, I feel like these are real. There's too many sightings for them to be something else. Now, if you pay attention to our Air Force, our bombers, they are in a triangular shape. Now, could these be mistaken as one of these bombers? Well, I don't think so, because a lot of them are reported to be hovering. Now, could our technology have advanced to where that these crafts now do hover, that we have some kind of anti-gravity reactor within these crafts, I don't think that's too far-fetched. I think that is extremely possible that these crafts are ours. Well, can they travel inside, the atmosphere? Can they go to space? I think our space program is much more ahead than what they lead on to be. Now, these photos right here were taken in the year 1969. Now, the Apollo launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Now, these pictures were taken from the Command Module Columbia back towards Earth, and I had to zoom in to find them. And I found, several triangular-shaped UFOs. So, some say that this is dust. This is dust on the film when it got developed. Back then they didn't use digital film. They had, dip the film in the liquid, then hang it up. Now, could it be dust? Okay, yeah, I guess it could be dust. But triangular-shaped dust? I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. And the year is 1967, and these are in the upper atmosphere of our planet. Now, if the technology existed there, why would we be flying in a piece of equipment that our cell phone has more computer power and more technology than the whole craft? Why wouldn't we take something like that? Did they not come from us? Did we not invent these? Did somebody else invent them that we're seeing? Or was it a hoax? Was it, let's let the people think we're right here with our technology and, but we really have these? I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of scenarios that could play out. That's interesting to think about. So, what do you think? Triangular-shaped UFO, TR3B, is it fake? Is it truth? Could it be a mixture of both? I don't know. But it's definitely cool. The Black Knight satellite. Now, I could talk a lot about the Black Knight satellite. It's a myth. It's a legend. It's real. It's not real. Now, the Black Knight satellite was supposedly been in a low Earth orbit for 13,000 years, monitoring and in some cases intervening in the goings-ons on our planet. Let's say the Black Knight satellite wasn't sent here to spy. Let's say that it was built here. Let's say that maybe the occupants of a previous civilization that lived on planet Earth built it. Now let me back up a little bit. We've all heard of and seen pictures of facilities and buildings and bases on the moon. We've heard the rumors about facilities and bases on the dark side of the moon. During the Apollo missions, the astronauts said they're on the rim and they're watching us. Let's say that all those stories are true. Let's say that there was a civilization on planet Earth before us. Maybe that's where the lost city of Atlantis came in. Maybe there was an advanced civilization that just died out. Maybe they got too smart for their own good. Maybe they got wiped out by a plague, war. I don't know. They were here so long ago that time itself has forgotten about them. All evidence erased, except what is on the moon. The facilities and bases on the moon. The same decay rate does not apply on the moon that it does on Earth. Let's say that those facilities in ruins survived. And let's say that they built the Black Knight satellite to communicate with people on the ground. Maybe it was a communication hub between the moon and the Earth. It's a possibility. It's a theory. Now, we've all seen the photos of the Black Knight satellite, at least the popular one that from the STS mission 88 that took place in 1988, the supposable space blanket that drifted away. Now, could it be a space blanket? Yeah, that picture could be a space blanket. It may not, the Black Knight satellite may not look anything like that at all, or it may not even exist. Now, I found an Apollo 17 photograph, which was taken in 1972 during the mission. And the picture is right here. Now it shows an object that looks an awful lot like the photograph of the Black Knight satellite. Now, could this be dust in the photography room? Yeah, it could be dust in the photography room. Now, I've said that before. I showed you a triangular shaped object that was taken during Apollo missions. Could that have been dust? Yeah. Well, here's another one. I guess that could be dust as well, but it looks an awful lot like the Black Knight satellite. It's funny how all these dust particulates are looking like what we're talking about. So, what do you guys think about this? Could this be a possibility? Could the inhabitants, or not inhabitants, the past civilization that are living or have lived in these facilities and operated these facilities and bases upon the moon, could they be the builders of this Black Knight satellite? I said past civilizations. Wonder if they haven't passed. Wonder if they've integrated. Wonder if they're still there. The UFOs that we see in our skies, could they come from the backside of the moon? Could that be a base of operations? Does the Black Knight satellite still report back, telling the goings on planet Earth? I don't know. I'm just speculating. You tell me. Alright guys, so I'm going to break this video down into two segments. We still have to cover UFOs, the Sun, and Mars. So stay tuned for the next video. I should have it out in the next couple of days. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Alright, so if you don't mind, like and subscribe. And this is Terry with Terry's Theories. Terry out.